Greetings, what's up? So this video I am going to kind of branch off of the last one I did on polygamy, monogamy, etc. because I got a lot of feedback from people, and I also got some questions that made me realize some things. I almost kind of had I pretty much had an epiphany. And I feel like I hit in some things right on the nose when it comes to how we should address our relationships with people, specifically intimate ones, and what is the healthiest route to go in terms of dealing with your significant other on a man's part and on a woman's part. So I got a comment on Steemit, and I don't know if he wants to stay anonymous or not, so I'm going to not mention his name, but I'm going to read the comment. And the part that really resonated with me, so he says, monogamy evolved mostly because men needed it, I think. Women thinking they need monogamy might actually be an illusion, fostered by a patriarchal society that brainwashes them. If you look at cultural products, movies, songs, books, poems, the greatest and deepest love products of all times are made by men. There's scarcely any Romeo and Juliet written by a woman worth mentioning. Now, this might be due to a lot of reasons: women's suppression of creativity, patriarchy, and so on. But even today, I see that happening, and like I said, I see it in real life. Women have no need for monogamy anymore, and men basically develop issues as a result and start thinking of it as a numbers game. I know men who are my age and they can't even get it up anymore, but they take pills in order to fulfill this societal obligation that they need to get their numbers up. My secondhand experience, and sometimes firsthand, ranges from people who are married to people who swing or attend sex parties. And I can say in every single case, they are unhappy. It's just a complete mess, and mostly because people are buying into popular culture and they aren't taught to cultivate their deeper feelings in school or family or anywhere. So that was a really good comment. It led me to my epiphany, and he went on to also say that at one point in time, there weren't a bunch of DNA tests going around with men trying to figure out who's the father or make sure that that's their child or things like that. And it's mama's baby, papa's maybe. Always been like that. When a woman is pregnant, you know that that's her child. So then that led me to ask, well, if nobody was searching for the answers at one point in time, then was it something that people cared to know? Was it that big of a deal? Whose child this woman or whose child this belongs to? on the man side. And no, I don't think that it was. I don't think that it was something that was important at one point in time. You know, when a woman has a child, she has a child, and that's life. So we know naturally through nature that this child came from this woman, but does it really matter if we know who's the daddy? And when I say that, I mean today you have, situations of monogamy, polygamy, all these different marital statuses and types, and they all lay claim, some type of claim, and they also have a lot to do with inheritances, money, things that weren't important at a certain time as much as they are now. And I think that due to the patriarchy that we're in, laying claim has become has become important, because men will only take care of children that they know that belong to them. But if you have a woman that you love, any kind of woman, any woman that you love, and she has children, regardless of who they're for, you should, in a sense, be willing to, or have a love for this life, right? Because it came from the woman. So I think that the patriarchal society kind of turned things into laying claims and sticking a pitchfork in what's yours. And I think at one point in time that didn't matter, especially if it was a matriarchal type system. And as it was said in the comment, women, he said, women, I feel the need to be monogamous when they're really not that monogamous at all. Fairy tales that people write, storybooks and all of this about the princess and the prince and things like that. It's kind of a societal construct that we've gotten used to, and we just kind of think that we're supposed to abide by. So I also got a question from Seven in the Sacred Souls Network, so shout out to Seven. But he asked, what is the ideal type of polyamory structure that you think would be most beneficial for Afro men and women, and why? Toward the end of your video, you recommend that women be in sync first and then choose a man or men. What are your thoughts on an established couple, man and woman, trying to make that transition into a poly-based relationship? And do you think the approach should be the same as in the women bonding first without any male interference? So this is my answer to that question from the epiphany that I had. And basically, the way to approach being in a healthy situation or relationship is, one, okay, I will point out, In psychology, they teach you when men and women, as they're young, girls and boys growing up, that what will interfere and inhibit their psychological development is for the girl, one, if you give her too much constraint in being herself. So in other words, if you don't let her do this, you don't let her do that, you tell her she can't go here, she can't go there, you basically put her in this box, and she has no way to really tap into herself and be free. And for a boy, a way to inhibit his psychological development is by giving him too much freedom and letting him kind of run and not yeah, run amok, letting him run amok and do whatever he wants, not having any boundaries, not having any structure, rules. So you see how it's kind of, opposites here. And I think this has a lot to do with, the answer. And I feel that women, the first way to approach this is just letting them be themselves. In other words, express what you feel, express what you have for them or this woman or whatever. But I think that we need our freedom. We need our empowerment. We need our fuel. And that is basically us being fed, our ability to be who we are and just do what we do naturally, without laying claims, without this is mine, type energy. The woman needs to be free. In other words, she needs to be able to live her life without having to be imposed upon with all of these constructs and facilitations and monogamy, polygamy, polyamory. For real, dude, just let her do what she do and don't think so much about what she does, because men have that tendency to overthink a woman's actions, as if her actions are based in logic, which pretty much most of the time we are acting on our intuition, our feelings, how we feel. So I think the real key to transitioning into a healthy relationship and being in a healthy situation with people in general is letting go of the need to possess and just let the woman do what she does best, because right now I feel that we want to do what we do best, but that can be intimidating. It can be scary for some men. I mean, it's a lot of things that go along with that. So I think just shifting your mindset on how you even view a relationship with a woman into letting go of being so possessive and having to lay claim on her, everything she does, her children, even if they're your children as well. I mean, I think that being okay with her leaving and going places and doing things and being with other people, letting her be in her power, letting her be in her realm of what she loves, just letting her be her. That is the best way to a healthy situation and a healthy relationship. And encouraging her to be her in the best ways possible is a really good way to transition, because I see now that it is no longer about monogamy, polygamy, whatever. It's not about these ideals. It's not about, protecting what's yours. It's about protecting life in general, because women bring life to this world, and everything that they go through, everything that they experience will be transferred into the people that they bring here. So I think if we can shift out of this need to have and lay claim on something, and into just needing to protect life in general, the glory and the wonders of nature in general, then it'll be very easy to have a healthy relationship and make a shift in your relationship sphere. Because when you think about it, if I'm out somewhere with my girl, and she's with her man, or I'm out somewhere with my girl, she's with her man, we out eating, whatever we're doing, at least I know as a friend, if I have anybody with me, I'm going to expect for him to look out for her the same way he will look out for me, regardless of whether or not they're intimate. I would expect the same love that he has for me. I would expect him to have that same love for her. And that's because I'm in that mindset. I'm in that healthy mind state to where I feel like she's just important as I am, and you need to look out for her just as much as you look out for me, So that's my thoughts on relationships, and my overall thoughts on what's the best way to go, what's the best route to go, and let go of that possessiveness and tune into your love for life, your love for nature, your love for existence, because of the system we're living in now. It's not about life. It's not about the love of life, the love of nature. It's about the love of money, the love of status, So let's shift out of that mind state and do what's best for life.